Pause for the cause.
Um, can you call me during the announcements? Yeah. Just
Okay, we are now reconvened the March 20th, 2025 Board of Trustee meeting. In open session, I'd like to report that the Board of Trustees, we had a discussion and reviewed agenda items with Interim General Counsel Everett Ota, as well as Board Counsel Richard maybe Raha would have been, in addition to General Counsel Nichi Ozawa, on questions and issues pertaining to the board's powers, duties, privileges, immunities, and liabilities with respect to OHA's involvement in a lawsuit against the state of Hawaii for the mismanagement of Mauna Kea, and OHA's involvement in a lawsuit against the establishment of the Mauna Kea Stewardship and Oversight Authority under Act 255, and that the Board of Trustees approved the submission of a stipulated continuance of the trial dates and pretrial deadline in both cases. We will now move to item number 6 on our agenda, and this would be the announcements of our agenda, and I'm going to recognize Trustee Waihe'e.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. I just wanted to announce that there was an event on the 13th. It honored Lunalino Homes in some fashion. It was at the Hokupu Center, and in attendance was Vice Chair Keone Souza. I attended it, as well as Budget and Finance Chair Luana Alapa, as well as State CEO was there also. I think that's all of us. Yeah.
Okay, mahalo, Trustee Waihe'e. Trustees, any other announcements?
Yes.
Trustee Aquino.
At the same time, there was another event at St. Andrew's Priory honoring Queen Emma. It was attended by Trustee Hulu Lindsay, Trustee Akaka, myself, and I think that was it. Thank you.
Hey, Kapuhana. Oh, any other trustees have announcements? I have a few, but Kapuhana, do you have any announcements? Nope. Okay. First announcement is our next Board of Trustee meeting is set for Thursday, March 27th. Next week, Thursday at 11 o'clock in the morning, and that will be to take up items on our BNF agenda, as well as on our item. So just BNF. Okay. The second thing One item. Right. What we'll take up next week, Tuesday. The audit. Correct. Virtual is authorized, sure. Yeah, absolutely. For the chair, I wanted to just very briefly report on the recent Washington DC trip that I took. Let's see. 1 second. The dates of my trip were from Sunday, March 2nd through Wednesday, March 5th. It was a very quick trip. Myself went to Washington, D.C. in capacity as the chairperson of the board. I also accompanied myself, though at their own expense, was Kuhio Lewis, the CEO of the Council for Native Hawaiian Advancement, as well as Nick Carroll, the chief of staff to the CEO for the Council of Native Hawaiian Advancement. It was a bicameral and bipartisan trip. We met with members of Hawaii's congressional delegation, as well as members from the Department of Defense and the National American Indian Housing Council. We discussed items on Native Hawaiian engagement across the United States, strengthening ties with Native American and Native Alaskan communities, as well as addressing gaps in federal funding for our Native Hawaiian Education Act, which has the potential to affect the national or NALA, Native American Languages Act, of which Kuokala and Aha Punana and our language universities play a big part in. We also addressed gaps in potential federal funding with the Native Hawaiian Healthcare Act, as well as Native 8A program. I will email a copy through the board secretary of my travel report, which will have a lot more detail of items that were discussed and things that were really important on this trip. I also had a chance to attend the president's joint address to a joint session of Congress. So that was my trip. And then the last thing is, I wanted to inform the board that through many of the individual PIA conversations that I've been having, and to address some of the internal issues that have come up through those conversations, two of the real pressing items that have been consistent across every single PIA is, as you will probably well know, our staff salaries. And we're attempting to address that through our ad hoc committee and through the upcoming budget. And the second item that is of high interest to the over 100 or so staff that we have is the lack of a telework policy for the Office of Hawaiian Affairs. Previously, there was post-COVID a telework policy working group that was convened under the previous CEO that comprised different staff members here at OHA. Part of that policy was modeled after the existing state telework policy that exists at the state level that gives the latitude to every different state agency to develop their own telework policy. And so, having been provided a copy of what was presented or what the work that was done through that OHA teleworking policy working group in 2023, I've asked Summer and Kehau to look at that policy, dust the cobwebs off of it, report back to me at the end of April. And it's my goal to bring it to the board for your consideration and hopefully robust discussion on or about our May 15th Board of Trustee meeting. It's apparent to me that it is a major issue amongst our frontline staff, and I think it's worthy of a discussion that we should have. And I just wanted to inform you of that Summer and Kehau will be working on that over the next 30 days. I don't think it requires bringing another group together because that body of work already exists. But I do think it is worth this board's discussion, given that it is my goal, and I know it's Kapuhana's goal, to address some of the longstanding issues we've had with our staff and to provide them flexibility and a improved work environment that I think at the end of the day helps to improve morale, helps to improve innovation, productivity, and makes OHA hopefully a employer of choice. You know, when individuals are considering potential places for looking for employment. So more to come on that, and we'll see what Summer and Kehau are able to come up with. And with that being said, unless anyone has anything else,
Move for adjournment.
roll call vote, unless we have discussion.
Trustee Ahuna is excused. Trustee Akaka.
Aye.
Trustee Akina.
Aye.
Trustee Alapa.
Aye.
Trustee Galuteria.
Aye.
Trustee Lindsay. Trustee Souza.
Aye.
Trustee Waihe'e. And Chair Kahele.
Aye.
We have 8 votes. We are adjourned.
Travel safe, everyone. Ah, 6:30.
You got plan on self.
No. I'm going to Hilo, bro. I gotta go see my dogs.
Okay.
And my kids. Maybe all your documents. Yeah, bro.
Thanks, Jeff.
Hey, thanks all.
Yeah.